I hope you're having an amazing afternoon. Got some nice, amazing music playing in the background. Hope you enjoy it. And let's get rocking and rolling. Let me share the link out on Twitter. It's weird. It showed black screen. So it's all good. Here we go. Just check a quick message. Yeah. All right. Let me get the live stream. Sorry, I'm feeling a little tired today, so I'm going to probably blow through this pretty quickly and then go and rest. Oops. So let's get rocking and rolling. I hope you're having a great spring weekend. I've got some blue pines up. These are one of my favorite summer flowers. Wish it was summer up here. We are still having a cold and rainy day. Hello, Investor Lucifer. Hello, Catherine. Ripple is soaring today. Last I checked, it was up 14%. We will start off with the cryptos and then we'll go into nice, Salvatore. That is awesome. Very proud of you. Nice job. All right, so let me change the screen. Oh, thank you, Corman. All right, I'm just going to put the crypto list over here. Oops, that's not the one I wanted. Crypto list right there. Let me change the screen for us. And it's on the SPY. All right, we're gonna check out Ripple right now. Yes, Ripple is up 7%. This is a weekly chart and 24 hours. So let's change this to 24 and this one to 4. So waiting for Ripple to really break out of this 24-hour downward trend right here and then add $1.20 onto it. So likely on up to 250 from here when we hit that next breakout move. So keep an eye on that. Hello, OMG Illuminate. So watching this to see, looks like 114,490 really is acting as resistance right now on that 4-hour chart. Every time that it comes up to it, it's selling off. So keeping it on watch. I'm enjoying this new little indicator. It's the awesome indicator with MACD on TradingView, and it tells you when there's a saucer forming. So it's like, hey, we have a bit of a saucer, you know, from the cup and handle, and it's cool that it will tell you when it's starting to form those. So we had a saucer over here and then it failed, and now we have another saucer here. Are we going to move up the depth of the saucer? So 102 to 114, we might very quickly have a 12-cent move, which would put us right at that 50 simple moving average on the 4-hour chart right there. Let's also check out Dogecoin. So Dogecoin pulled back as well. We'll get rid of this downward trend line over here. Let's look at it on the 4-hour charts. We had this downward trend. I'm going to readjust this down here and move this over like this. So right now, as long as we can really hold 24 cents over here, I would look for continuation move to the upside on Dogecoin. It has been selected as one of the Flare network coins to be used for payment. We also have XDC, XinFin, that has pulled back a little bit. We had a we had a channel over here that it did follow for a while, then it broke out, came back and bounced off of that channel. So looking for that to hold again, as long as it can hold 6.8 cents really, but it looks like it's consolidating and moving to the upside. Let's draw an upward trend line here as well. We'll get rid of that line over there, but if we do it like this, no, like this, right here, and I'm going to eliminate this, and you can see, let's readjust this right here, most recent downward point. All right, and look at how it bounced off of that twice, right here and right here. So keeping that on watch, as long as we can stay above really 7.073 cents for Dogecoin. Let's check out Algo. So Algo seems to have had a bit of a double top here, came back, and our support area is roughly 99 cents or $1 right here. We had really big volume that came in right there. So keeping it on watch, this is the 425 EMA right here on my 4-hour chart. So it was support for a while and now it is resistance. Once we break out here, look for that 50 simple moving average test at 128 and then up above 132. likely blue skies. We'll test roughly that 145 area and then looking for that breakout up to $2. Stellar as well has started to rebound a little bit. It looks very, very similar to the XRP chart with this big dip here and then a smaller sort of saucer formation or cup right here. So we'll look for a break above, add an alert, a break above 0.452 for XLM. Then we'll likely see it head on up to 48 cents. Above 50 cents, we'll likely see it come back on up, test up here 56 cents, and then look for the test of 62 cents up here. All right, XRP we went over, and IOTA. If you guys have any other ones, we'll also look at Ethereum as well. To see, IOTA bounced off of the 50 simple moving average on our 24-hour chart. Let's look at Ethereum and USD. So today, this is our 24-hour chart. We can get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And I would look for that to hold as support. Don't need that anymore. So it's in a megaphone right now, still holding to the upside, holding really, they call it the 26. I need to add on the 26 SMA for the daily chart over here. But the 4-hour chart, it's really respecting this 161 EMA as well. So as long as this can hold 2171, I would look for further continuation move to the upside. And let's check out Bitcoin. In my opinion, Bitcoin is going to be going down. It will have a big tumble. We are testing that 50,000 level. Check out XRP article. I love Spring. Which article in particular are you talking about? There's been a lot of articles lately. We can also check out the XRP wealth list. I love checking that out. But this 50,000 level is going to be fairly strong to keep on watch. We've broken this downward trend line. We broke that as support and it did not hold. So we tested it once here and then we failed, bounced its resistance. So are we going to continue back down further to this volume weighted anchor price, roughly 45,000? In my opinion, we are going to see Bitcoin heading down, at least down to 42,000, if not further. Oh, you know what? I love Spring. The link does not work when you try to put a link in for whatever reason. Maybe shoot it to my Twitter account at It's Airplane Jane or email at jane@cjanetrade.com. I do have my Twitter up, so if you shoot me a message right there, I will get it really quickly and I can open that up for sure. Or email. Let me see, I can pull up my email too. Happy to check it out, or if there's a headline that I can scan for, I will pull up that headline. Hello, blind trader. I'm good, thank you. And just let me know when you send it. I love Spring, that way I have it as well. Okay, so let's move on over to stocks. Feeling tired. Oh, excuse me, spent all day outside yesterday and I've been studying for my level 2 for chartered market technician. Let's see, I think I just got it. Here we go. I think this is the article that I Love Spring just sent, right? Ripple could burn over 61 billion of XRP tokens. Right? Let's see. In a recent interview, Brad Garlinghouse said that he always open to new ideas. Escape. Let's get rid of that. For the XRP ecosystem, when he asked whether the firm would burn the coins held in escrow, he said, "I don't rule anything out. I think," I'm going to just read it right here. Here we go. "I think that the extent that that makes sense for the XRP ecosystem, then certainly Ripple would look at that," right? So why would it matter? Because this would translate pretty much instantaneously doubling of the coin, because only 47.8% of the total supply is out there. So this would increase, right? We're going back to supply and demand. Hello, Rocket One. That if supply is low, then the price goes up, right? Let's also go to XRP wealth list. Gotta tickle my throat. It's been a lot. House under construction, 4-year-old was sick, and I'm going to pop into like the big screen just for a second here, guys, to tell you that my little one, 4 years old, was sick with a virus. There was the COVID virus going around her daycare, but I'm not a freak out mom, so I gave her vitamin D, vitamin C in the form of juice boxes, sambucol, which is elderberry syrup, and also zinc in the form of Brazil nuts. And within less than 3 days, she was back to normal. All right. So over here, back at the XRP list, we are now up to 2.8 million, 43,000 accounts, right? And what does it take to be in the top 10% now? It's constantly... Oh, Gary, you can leave. No worries. We're seeing that this is dropping down in numbers. All right. Goodbye, Gary. There we go. All right, perfect. So right now the numbers are dropping and dropping, and we are starting to see that it's taking less and less there we go. Less and less for the amount of holdings to put you in the top 10%. You know what, John? It happens. It's not a big deal. All right, let's continue. So seeing that we're starting to see more and more accounts being opened, yay, that means more people are buying it, which means that that's going to drive the price up. Likely big things to come. I thought that they were going to really dismiss that case over the past week. However, it didn't happen. I really appreciate I Love Spring. This is a cool article from Benzinga about where that could go if they decided to burn the coins. There's so much information out there as well about XRP. I did talk about it as well on TD Ameritrade. You know, this one as a longer term holding, in my opinion, I feel there's a lot of value there. About Ripple XRP USA. So for buying in the States, right? Actually, I'm going to go to my profile because I did post it here yesterday, that I've had a lot of people asking me where you can buy XRP. So you can buy it. It's also down below in the description section. You can buy it at bittrue. You can also buy it at Uphold. Those are the two places that I know I've had a lot of people have success in purchasing XRP. And so check those out. Because I know that it's, whoops, I'm hiding their name. I know that there have been a lot of people that have tried to purchase it. I know in New York, it's very, very difficult. Someone in Texas was able to purchase it through Uphold. And potentially we will see a lot of uplistings of different locations. Okay, so Carrie Leonis wants to see it on ADA, Cardano. So let's check out Cardano, see what's going on there. I haven't done any research on it. Been busy with a sick little one. Thankfully, she's not sick anymore. But back at home now and for the next 2 weeks because her daycare shut down. You know what? Oh my God, Illuminate, check and see. Are you able to transfer it out? Is that synthetic crypto or is it real crypto? Synthetic meaning you are trading the price movement, but you don't actually hold the coin. You're just simply trading a copy version of it, right? That you don't actually hold the asset. Whereas if you go to a crypto exchange, you're able to take it off of the exchange, put it onto a hard wallet, such as a Trezor one. The Trezor will not, the regular Trezor will not hold XRP. The Elite will, or Nano S will also hold it. so that you can have it on your personal ledger as opposed to being on an exchange, which is a bit more secure. So I would check that out. Yeah, you know what, Salvatore? It can just be hard in general sometimes. Yeah, there you go. So, oh my God, Illuminate. W. Diggs says Robinhood is synthetic. Kawakawa, you haven't found a way yet. Have you tried Uphold or bittrue? Kawakawa? The two, they're down in the description. Just scroll down and you'll probably see it. All right, I think we got our weirdo is gone if he hasn't come back with another name. So also, if you guys like the live stream, please hit like and share it with your friends. That way we can educate more people and help more people, right? The algorithm will share it the more people that like it. All right, so here we go. We've got the SPY. We're coming out and we're testing up here. We have a big selling wick. This is our 24-hour chart. We're going to make this 45 minutes on the right. And you see we have this upward trend line right here that we tested. It was a resistance. We hovered as a support, and then we tested it and it sold off from there, end of day. So is this going to be a reversal point? This area right here looks very similar to back here in the beginning of February. Do you see that? How when we look at it right here, we see, okay, so we came up, we pulled back, and we tested that level right here. Fast forward, we came up, we pulled back, we tested that level and sold off. The biggest day right here was Thursday. This was when the new SEC rule 15C3-3 that went into effect, talking about how hedge funds had to come forward and put up the money, or else they had to give out notice that they were going to back it in some sort of way, either give them shares, T-bills, some sort of payment for the shares that they borrow from their clients. All right, W. Diggs, I'm just getting started in buying crypto. I need to transfer all the BS crypto I own in Robinhood, but the recent bad news on Coinbase has me gun shy. Hey, Asif. You know what, W. Diggs, you don't have to just use Coinbase. It's just a larger platform. There are other ones in the States that you can definitely use, but that one is probably the most well known because they have had their IPO, right? So there's also Binance, there's Bittrex, Kraken are just a couple of some other ones that I could name off the top of my head. So check those out and see if any of those work for you. I know that Coinbase also has pretty crazy high commissions. I think sort of the industry standard tends to be roughly 2% when you put money in, I think, is pretty much that standard for either putting in or purchasing your initial purchase and then transferring out. There's typically always a fee as well. And like you said, I'm not sure that you have crypto in Robinhood. I think that might be synthetic, right? So check that out and see if it actually has a withdraw button on Robinhood. Yeah, well, you can always put it onto a hard wallet, right? Hold on. So, for example, this is the Nano Ledger right here. And I have a link, I believe, to the Nano Ledger down below. And yeah, it's fake in Robinhood. So yeah, that would mean that you would just liquidate and then you would have to purchase it somewhere else. Yeah, Coinbase is pretty high on the fees. And then this is a Trezor wallet as well. And you can have a soft wallet, meaning it could be on your cell phone or something like that, but then you can have a hard wallet with a ledger. Hi, Anton, how's it going? So, W. Diggs, you might be in a scenario where you would liquidate in Robinhood and then pull out that money, go to a real crypto exchange. If there's certain coins that you want to buy, also go to, is that it? CoinMarketCap. For example, if you wanted to buy Stellar, just as an example, or you want to go here, we can go to XRP, right? And you go XRP in CoinMarketCap and we scroll down. It's taking a second to load. XRP markets. So this will show you all of the different exchanges that you could purchase it. right? And you're able to see, okay, Binance, Huobi, Bitstamp, KuCoin. And then if you hit see all markets, it will show you all of the markets for any coin. So somebody sent me one on, for example, someone said, hey Jane, go check out SafeMoon. There we go. So I click on SafeMoon. Supposedly, I think that Musk tweeted about this. So then same thing, you can go down. What is SafeMoon? SafeMoon markets. Okay, Gate.io, you can buy it at PancakeSwap, MX, Whitebit. So there's more than just Coinbase that's out there as an exchange. Oh yeah, WDiggs, I'm not sure that that's going to come back on Bitcoin. My opinion, it's likely going to drop more, unfortunately. All right, so let's continue with the exchange with I don't know, WDiggs. That's what I was saying. I don't know enough about it, so I'm not going to talk about it. Somebody just sent that to me to check out. Okay, sounds good. Well, before I do anything with it, or I will do my research and I'll let you guys know what I find out. Just saying that someone sent it to me. That's it. I haven't done any research on it. All right, so looking at the SPY, we have this box up here, right? So where are we going to go? This was Friday a week ago. What happened? They had that SEC rule that they were supposed to raise capital, and then all of a sudden we have this big box that happens. You guys have seen it before. When we have a box area, we tend to have movement. Now, where does it go? We don't know if that's buying or selling, right? Here we had one day up. That kind of looks like a middle finger right there. And then it pulled right back down. And up here we have another little box. It could go up, it could go down, but I would be keeping on watch for the breakout above 417 or below 412. Nice to see you, Le Mont Blanc. All right, let's look at the Qs. So the Qs pretty much has that similar little box up here at the top, right? Yeah, I think you use what you're comfortable with, like any other broker. Any opinion about Bitcoin and Elon Musk? Le Mont Blanc, you know, I think personally that Bitcoin is going to go into the ground, personally. Now, is Elon Musk going to really be hurt if he loses $1 billion of Bitcoin? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think that that's going to really hinder his wealth that much. You know, as he's saying, hey, people can now buy, well, now the price has dropped. They can't buy a Tesla anymore for 1 Bitcoin. You know what? She does a lot of SPACs, Le Mont Blanc. And with SPACs, I do not personally like SPACs. They're blank check companies, and they have that money for 2 years. If they do nothing after 2 years, then they could just file for bankruptcy, right? They could file for bankruptcy and say, oh, so sorry, you know, our company went bankrupt. And then what happens to all the shareholders that bought that stock? Bye-bye. I do not, Anton. Do not hold any Bitcoin. Okay, so over here, we have more that's happening up at the top, right? We hit a high here, came back, and we hit another one up here. Nope, neither one. So we have this box of consolidation. So is this going to come back down, test back down here, the 50 simple moving average, or are we going to break out above? So I'd watch 342 or breaking down below 335. No, I'm talking about the NASDAQ ETF, QQQ right now. And then here we have the Dow Jones. So you can see we had this box over here too. And it's very similar to kind of what we're seeing with the SPY, right? So we came up, pulled back, came up again, and then it gapped higher. Well, we have that trading area up here again. Is this the consolidation, markup, distribution, and come back down? Maybe. So I'd watch to see if we break down below 337.50, or above 341? Oh, you know what, Nikos, I'm not sure. I think that we will see, it's really interesting that it's April 30th. I think, you know, by the end of the year, we're probably going to see some amazing highs for XRP. I'm personally looking at this long-term holding for XRP, not simple day or swing trading. I'm thinking, you know, 1 to 4 years for my target for a top off point with adoption for XRP. Yeah, that's fine, Le Mont Blanc. You know, not every sort of investment is for every person, right? And that's fine. So here we have what looks like a bit of a diamond shape. We had a rejection, came back down, tested the 90 simple moving average, hit up here, and testing 226.80 area. Yeah, we'll check it out, Salvatore. And I'd watch 226.80 or 220.80 as well to the downside. So $6 range to see, are we going to continue higher, or is this hitting that upward trend line and we're going to reject it and come back down as well? Let's check out Apple. So I totally ignore the SEC case because they only investigate things that have value, and they already have it in their documentation from another lawsuit saying that XRP is a digital cryptocurrency or a digital currency company. So this sort of whole case, to me, smoke and mirrors, just to suppress the price. All right, Apple, really watching to see if it's able to break above that 135 level. Look, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days where that 135 level has held as resistance. So is it going to break above there, or is this another distribution box? It looks fairly similar, correct, to the SPY having a box after a run up. So it runs up, consolidation. Do we continue down? This whole week seems like a giant week of positioning. It's just sort of going sideways. I'm also going to pull this down here because I'm going to show you guys the cover of Barron's. So allow me to grab that for a second. All right. So here is the cover of the Barron's article. Big money pull, right? And it's all in gold. And they're talking about Moderna stock being a buy. Many times there tend to be signals on here. Our latest survey of money managers finds a sharp leap in bullish sentiment since last fall, but keep an eye on inflation, right? So I do watch that to see, are there any sort of signals? Last couple of weeks when we had Facebook on the cover, it ripped higher. Now they're talking about Moderna, so I would watch Moderna this week as well to see. You know what? Oh my God, Illuminate. I'm not sure. Best thing I would say is do research on that. Yeah, you know what, Le Mont Blanc? Seeing that some big names are in Bitcoin, the fact that a lot of politicians do not like it because it's considered dirty money that goes in there, that I don't personally think that the banking system is going to use it. I personally think from doing my research that XRP is going to be part of the ISO 2022 banking standard. Bitcoin is nowhere to be found in the new banking standard. Paperwork that I have done research on. As a trading coin, awesome. It's really volatile. As something to hold for value, in my opinion, long term, All right. All right, so here we have Apple right here, and let's check out Microsoft. Yeah, I don't know where XRP Taco Guy is. I haven't seen him today. He was good, YouTube. Yeah, and Nikos, if you look at it, and you look at the adoption, it's going to start happening over the next 3 to 4 years. That the full adoption is going to go into place. So we're in the infancy stage. of XRP. Yeah, you know, I don't really like Soros personally. I don't really like a lot of the stuff that he's done. So I don't want to follow in his footsteps with those investments that are dirty money. Yeah, Apple's your most frustrating position. Well, Microsoft looks fairly similar, right? This chart looks fairly similar too, right here. Runs up. Hey, look, we have a week of going sideways. Maybe they ran it up. They're taking their profit and they're going to drop it. Maybe it's going to come all the way back down here, 235, and then they're going to bounce it from there. Amazon, very similar, right? Hey, we had a block down here. Do you guys start to see the pattern now? We had a block, oops. We had this block, consolidation, it ran up, consolidation, come back down. Okay, so Salvatore, what's your exit point? What's your stop point in case it goes against you? Tesla as well reporting tomorrow. And hey, you saw how I said we're hitting, this was a trend line and now we're testing it from below, potential for this to reverse. So we hit up here. Where was the big volume? Really when it hit that candlestick and then the low of the day right here. Bigger volume, not so much the middle of the day when we hit the high, but I would watch to see if we break below 708 that Tesla might pull to the downside. If we break above 745, like this to the long side. XLF. All right, sounds good. XLF coming back up, similar chart again to the SPY. We hit a high, pulls back, test that high, sell off wick. So you can see a lot of these patterns are playing over and over and over again. And this is going to be the banks, right? So when we look at all of the banks, XLF, we see, hey, they were all up except for American Express pretty much on Friday and keeping those on watch. All right, let's go to my list really quickly because I'm tired. I want to take a little rest today. Oh, also gold is on my long-term swing. We did hit the 200 EMA, but we are riding those moving averages up. So I'd keep this on watch if as long as it can stay above 166 and then a breakout above 168. So it's in a bit of consolidation right here, came up, pulled back to the averages, up, pulled back, bounce. Not a bad opportunity, maybe 167, $1 each way. Tolerance, you know, if it were to go below 166, I would say, no, thank you, bye-bye. But up above, we could see this is going to head on up here to 175. So $1 risk to the downside for a potential $8 move to the upside. All right, top of the list for going into the week. We have Skechers. So Skechers did announce earnings. They did well. Yep, I'll add that on over here. SXI, YY, TIGR. All right, so over here, 52, we can see it really bounced off of the $51 mark, and then 52.20. I would put that as the resistance to the upside. So watching it, see which one, it had resistance here before. Maybe we're gonna head on up to 53.14. So we might have a nice 2% move to the upside. Ah, thank you, Cara Leonis. Cara Leonis is reminding me, if you guys like the live stream, I also have a link down below. If you want to contribute a cup of coffee, awesome. I'd love that. There's a buy me a coffee link down below. And also, if you'd like to donate some XRP my way, there's a link as well if you'd like to shoot some XRP my way. Would love that too, as I'm a firm believer of it. Canadian Pacific Railroad, also with earnings, pulled back, shot up. Maybe we're going to head back up here to 388. So I would put this one on watch. Thank you, Salvatore. Thank you for reminding me. All right, so over here on our daily, I don't think we need to pull this all the way back down to 364. I would keep it more roughly 368 and 372 up here. So $4 range over here on the right. So we came down, overextended, right? Oversold on this day and we shot back up. Are we going to be able to break this resistance support from the past and break out If we do, 375 is the next area to test, then 378, and so on. No love for Stellar Lumens. I think I'm the only one sold on that coin. Oh, WDIGs, have some in my portfolio, but I am stronger XRP. XRP, to me, in my opinion, number one. Number one. All right, WHR, Whirlpool as well. Hey, look at this crazy spike right here. I would keep this on watch if this could break above 241 or break down below over here, 235. So if a $6 range again, actually I'm going to tighten that up a little more, 238 and 241. So if it does not, you see there are all these wicks right here. Was this a selling wick? And or else it's going to continue and move further to the upside. First test would be 246, and then I'd be up there. Hey, my target's 255. All right, FDS over here. FDS had super strong volume, fact set research systems, and this could have just been a massive short squeeze. It's approaching the oversold area right here on the daily chart, but we had a nice pullback on the 45-minute, so keeping it on watch to see if it will hold 342.85 right here, 342.90. I'll just make that one, and above 352. Make this one 343 actually. Round number. All right, so we've got that. Let me just put the numbers in really quickly into the list over here. All right, 343, 352. I'll go through the other ones later. Skills as well. So Skills had a big squeeze heading into earnings later, took out all of these weeks. Yeah, right now, you got it, Nad. So looking 1580. I would like to see this hold actually $16 right here, or else break up above really that $19 mark. 1850, tighten it up even more. This one, it pulled back. Consolidation, is it going to be a distribution pattern? Squeeze those shorts, pull back, or in my opinion, this has more potential to move to the upside. So 16 and 1850 right there for Skills. Brad made a statement last week that they could burn. Yep, we have it right here, Nikos, that they could burn it. And that would, yeah, that would really help us because it's going to diminish the amount of XRP out there, and it would launch it up and double the price instantaneously. All right, Intel not looking so pretty, had earnings, sold off from earnings. We did have bigger volume. So this is day one. Day two tends to be a big day where we could see bigger selling come into the picture. And we saw a big support level, of 58.50. So I'd keep it on watch. We could very easily have a move like this to come up and then down. So we might have a move up to 61.50-ish tomorrow, and then continuation down from there. So keep it on watch, but above 60 or below 58.50. All right, let's look at Jpmorgan. So Jpmorgan, let's go back in time here. April 15th. Did we look at the Form 4s last week? Let's go. Let's go pull it up. Form 4 Jpmorgan. You could check Apple too. Wouldn't be a bad thing. Check out those big ones. This is what got me. You see this? Our chief risk officer is selling. Do you think the risk officer knows what is going to happen? Right? Maybe the chief risk officer said to the CIO, the CEO, the general counsel, and the VP and the CEO again here, two different CEOs, maybe we should sell because I know that this is going to happen. Just, you don't normally see the chief risk officer selling for a company. So that really raised red flags to me. So I like Jpmorgan to the downside. Also know that we had some dark pool activity and we're below it. I wonder if she's related to Kevin Bacon. Always 6 degrees, right? 6 degrees of separation. So again, here is our box. Box, up, down, up. Is this going to be more of than a 2-week downward turn? We're starting to see that on the weekly chart, it looks like it's getting ready to roll over. Let's look back and see what happened up here. So we had somewhat that similar pattern. This is now January of 2020. I'm going to slide it over so you guys can see the date there. So January of 2020 into February, and then, oh my goodness, we dropped all the way down below the 425. So let's look again. You know what? I didn't even realize, and afterwards, it's kind of funny. I was on TD Ameritrade, right? TD's a bank on Friday with Nicole Pellalide. I don't know. I don't know how to say her last name. But I was on with her on Friday. And then I'm saying, you know what? I'm really hesitant about the banks. I know Bank of Canada went through bankruptcy, that they're pretty much bankrupt, but they don't want to put it out in the public. And, you know, it's really making me skeptical that a lot of corporations could go bankrupt. There's a lot of financing for individuals, but not so much for small businesses. What about small business loans? And I think we really need to keep an eye on the banks. And then she goes, okay, well, but what do you see about, she was really pushing me to get off the fact that banks might be going down. And then I realized it later and I thought, oh my goodness, she didn't want me to talk about that. And let's check out the TD chart. Maybe I won't be invited back, but we'll see. Right here, not as heavy. TD looks like it's moving to the upside. We are breaking out to new highs right now. After we came right here, we shot up another 5 points. Is this going to be a spike up and then a drop off? We have a little bit of descending volume. Again, we're hitting new highs. So maybe this would be they had big volume here and big volume here. We're definitely above those two. So is this going to be, if we go below 65, 60, I would be extra cautious for TD as well. Not on my list per se, but we'll check it out. Okay. How did I get off subject? Okay. Kimberly Clark. Kimberly Clark is probably one of the #1 diaper makers out there. So, right here and right here, I'd watch 133 and 131.80. Let's change that to be green. All right, W Diggs, I'm suspicious of our bank plays. Strangely, my small Montana bank is suddenly up 20 points. Yeah, it's kind of like, why, right? Why? Even Goldman Sachs, they keep doing all-time highs. Yeah, you know what? A lot of them are making me very weary, Frank. Like in 2008, right? There was dirty things happening with mortgages. Well, now we're seeing all of this naked short selling that's happening. These guys always figure out how to make money with other people's money. Number one, you earn your money. You put it in the bank. The bank lends it out as a loan. They're taking your money that you get paid and they're giving it to somebody else right away. In fact, let's go to the Fed. Federal Reserve requirements 2021. So the Federal Reserve dictates what people have to have on hand. And here's one. This was the one that went into effect March 15th, 2020. They announced that they are making their reserve requirements 0% effective. 0. They do not have to have any money in the banks. No money. They can have all the deposits come in, and guess what? They give it all right back out. Does that make you worried? They don't have to hold any money in their branches overnight. They can just lend out all the money. There's no money that they're required to have in their banks. So when you look at that, now let's go and let's see if, do you think the futures brokers won't have much shares to short because the SEC is so active? Of what? Are you talking about ASIP? Are you talking about in general? Yeah, it might be more difficult to short stocks. Yeah, 0. You read that. 0%. Reserve requirements to 0%, March 2026. So let's go to policy tools and see if they have any update on this. Reserve requirements right here. So 3/6. Let's go January exemption amount of millions of dollars. I'm trying to scan this really quickly. 2020. These are the old ones. So it really has not changed since March 26th. The 10% required reserve ratio against net transactions deposits above the low tranche level was reduced to 0%. The 3% was reduced to 0%. These do not have to, the banks do not have to hold any money. So what happens as well when people default on mortgages, when they default on business loans, when they default on personal credit loans, personal line of credit, right? Does that mean that your money is not coming back into the bank? Do the house of cards of banks start falling apart? Yeah. Wow. Big, big wow. How many people do you know of that are really hurt personally from the COVID pandemic, or also hurt from their businesses hurt? So we might have that 2008 bank implosion. And that, yes, W. Diggs, you're getting it. So maybe having some money on hand when these banks go will be a good thing, right? Always having some money, 10 days worth of food and water, not a bad thing. Maybe even like a month worth, right? That's not so bad. Get some beans, some rice, some eggs, some bread, some water, bottled water in case something were to happen to a water system. Exactly, Frank. But what happens if they can't really print it anymore, right? What happens if the Fed loses that right to print money? Because now maybe it's under the Treasury. That was done by an executive order. Did you know that? That was one of Trump's executive orders, was he moved the Fed under the Treasury before it was its own corporation. And so now it's under the Treasury instead of a corporation of the federal government. All right. Getting off topic. Let's go back. But having cash, food, and water, not a bad thing to have in your house for that what if day, as W. Diggs was saying, holy 1929. Just be prepared, right? All right, Kimberly Clark. So we're bouncing off this 161 EMA over here, weekly chart like that. Not many people would know this. I teach about the FOMC and the Federal Reserve, and so I keep on top of the announcements that happen weekly. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, yeah, they don't have to have any money in the banks. And now, all of a sudden, the SEC is getting into them and say, hey, do you have that money to put up for all those shares that you've been playing with of other people's money again? You know, kind of like you did with the mortgage swaps back in 2008. When we had that recession. And they're going to be called in. Yeah, I will, Salvatore. And they're going to be called in front of the Congress and the Senate May 26th and 27th as well. That came out from Elizabeth Warren. All right, so Kimberly Clark, we did that. BJ's Restaurant up here at the top. Hey, look, do we have a little bit of consolidation? We had earnings and a drop over here. So we had this long period of consolidation. It didn't go anywhere really. Then we hit the 50 simple moving average. So keeping this on watch for it to break above 58 or below 56.50 right here. Put this up. And then my final potential short right here. Hey, Monetics, medical supply, it tanked. I imagine they had not bueno news, no good news. And now, right now, I'd watch to see if it's going to break up above 72 or down below 66. Personally, on this one, looks like it's consolidating maybe at the bottom. Maybe it will rip to the upside. So 72 or 66? 72. All right, let's go really quickly. Nicola, we'll put PLTR on here. Why didn't it take it? PLTR. There we go. You guys are shouting out TCAT as well. Ah, thank you, T-John. What's your favorite tea, T-John? Ah, thank you, Paul McNulty. All right, so Nicola, I like Nicola long term, as this just had a partnership with, what is it? Travel Centers of America with their hydrogen fueling centers. So I like this one as a potential long-term swing. You already know I like XRP as a long-term swing. I like XLM as well. So I like this one for Earl Grey. I like, let me see if I can put the link in. I'm going to get it for you guys because it's one that I love. And it has lots of, well, I have two. Two that I love. So here's one. Oh, it helps up here. So number one, I'm totally off topic. Can you guys tell I'm tired? Here's one. I like rooibos, and so I don't always drink coffee. Sometimes I have tea. And when I do, I drink herbal tea because it's usually in the evening. And I can only drink one coffee a day, except for on the weekends when I feel like I need like 20 or 30. All right. This one's good right here. The other one that has super like health benefits to it. Yep, Yvonne, we'll cover that one too, is moringa tea. Okay. Let's see, it's 220. All right. So Nicola, I like it if we can break up above 1250 and hold support roughly that 1122 area right there. All right, let's go to physical silver sprout. This one, they have manipulated the price of silver a lot. Believe that we are going to see that at the end of the month, there's going to be a lot of contracts called for silver. So up above 955, really above 972, we are going to be moving up, potentially up to $13, and see that this could really have a nice 50% move, in my opinion, potentially on P silver for the longer term. Also AAL, American Airlines, we have bounced off of my favorite 425 over here. We never hit our 31, so looking for this to continue. If this can break up above 2150 and a support of 2025, looking for that to move to the upside, potentially up to $31. It's in a downward trend right now, so it would really need to break above. You guys know my 425 EMA on that 45-minute chart, and then I'm going to be more of a bull, right? SXI, somebody called this out. Standex International would look for this to break above 97.80. It's been testing this area. Remember, I was talking about those boxes, right? You guys see big box right here. Where are we going? Either up above here, big move up, or back down below, big move down. Obviously positioning, in my opinion, for earnings. This is likely going to have a big move, so you might want to put an alert after hours for earnings. Break out above 98 or break down below 94.70. But right now it's in the middle. Not too interested when it's in the middle. Why? Because, but why, mommy? Does anybody else have kids? But why? I would watch this for breaking out up above 100 or down below 93 right here for YY. This is internet software. So yeah, it's having a downward trend that looks like that broke out of in the past. Let's see. Right there. There we go. Broke out, bouncing off of the 200 and the 200 exponential. Not quite directional movement indicator showing positive upward movement just yet, but it's on its way. I'd really watch that 100 test. You see it came about, it came very close at 99.42. Oh my goodness, W Diggs. I hope they're old enough for you to sleep. Tiger, you must have some amazing patience. You must be a good trader because you have amazing patience to have 7 kids. So, Tiger, looking for that 2155, 2171 on the 50 simple moving average to break out to the upside. You can see that that was a support. It broke down below. The moving averages curled below. Now we're slowly going sideways. This could be an inverted head and shoulders, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. Would look for depth right here, 1428, neckline of 2150, $7. And so I would put this on move to 2850 as long as it breaks up above. Nice, W Diggs. So they can babysit each other. All right, PLTR, looks like we have double bottom over here. Hey, Julia, welcome. And I would watch for breakout up above 24. Double bottom, more like a W actually right here. I would look for 2480. And then 2480 down to 2150, we'll call it. So $3.30. So above right here, which would be above this, add $3 and why don't I do it this way? Make my life easier. $3.30. Roughly up here, 28.20. TCAT. All right, TCAT looks like it bounced nicely, broke a downward trend right here, right? You guys see this? Broke a downward trend, higher than normal volume. How much does this have in the float? Looks low float. Yeah, 6 million. So be very careful. This had selling wicks here, selling wick, when it hit the $35 mark. Let's look at it on a smaller time frame, 45 minutes. So it's moving to the upside, but you can see, hey, when it gets extended and pulls away from those moving averages, it comes back. Right now, it's closer to the moving averages, right? High risk entry, low risk entry, right? So keep that in mind. We had wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe going into an A, B, C. Maybe we're going into a bit of a corrective wave here. It looks like it's already had the 5-wave move for a channel as well. So people that also study Elliott wave, you could look at it this way and see, hey, it's gone in the channel. We're up here, a little bit higher risk. Maybe if you entered here and it breaks up again, that would be another nice move. But for now, it's a little bit more risky. You're further away from that moving average right here on the 24-hour chart. So I would anticipate, much like over here, you see how this day it pulled back? I would anticipate a pullback on Monday for this one. All right, fuel cell. W Diggs, did I mention the SPAC stuff? I'm not really a fan of the SPAC stuff. I know a lot of people are. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, SPAC. I don't like it, personally. Blank checks, too much manipulation in the world, in the stock market. It's like the Chinese stocks. I don't like Chinese stocks. Day trade, different story. Long term, no thank you. All right. So, with fuel cell, longer term, as long as it stays above 840, bueno to me. Tighten it up for a bit of a day trade over here. I would say up above 960. As long as it can stay above 960, even $10. So $10 to 1040 right there. If it breaks up above 1040, watch for it to move up here to 1080 and then up to 1140 and then $12 as a test, in my opinion. All right. Let's add on Julio's, Glaxo, Seagate, Keys, HZO. I also heard that Hertz was getting a buyout offer. VTIQ and NEO. All right. So Glaxo looks like it topped off up here, had really big volume. Maybe it's going to move up. Then it pulled back, and now we're testing the 50 simple moving average on the 45-minute. Oh, you're very welcome, Yvonne. The 45-minute chart, we're testing the 50 simple moving average. I would look at 37.60 as support. The 200s coming together. Looking for that to hold as support. Lower risk right here, maybe up to 38.92, and then a bit of a pullback. Let's see. Yeah, you can see how that 425 acted a bit as resistance as the 200 exponential right here as well. And then now we're up above the 200, so I'd watch for that as the next test, 38.92 right there. All right, let's go to Seagate Technologies. Wow, going to the moon with this one. We want to see that with XRP, right? Oh yeah, we want to see that with XRP. And it broke out, so earnings breakout. Usually for earnings, we tend to see 3 days continuation move to the upside. I would watch for holding up above 88 and 89.50 for that next potential move to the upside there. Keys. So keys, all right, I have this on watch back here. It looks like a cup and handle. Do you see that? So we have the cup depth. I'll measure it from here. 137 up, 16 points we'll call it. So potential move if it's able to stay up above 148. What did I say, 16 points? 15 points? I think I said 15 points. 18 points maybe. 160 area, 165 between there. HZO. It just broke out of the handle. Yeah. It's nice, Julio. I like that one. It's a very nice one. Good call on that one. So this one broke the 5240 resistance, a little bit extended away. I would anticipate that we probably see a gap up, an open higher, pull back towards the moving averages, and then a continuation move on HZO. You can see here, move up, pull back, surge higher. Again, that's a totally normal pattern. So now that we're extended away, potential pullback, and then move up forward on HCQ. VTIQ. Oh, this does not look good. What happened? Looks frustrated. 16. Thanks, Yvonne. So 1050 and 966. This looks not the nicest. Let's check this out over here. It doesn't have a lot of volume, I don't think. Yeah, usually the average volume is really, really low. I'm due to take it June 7th and studying now, Julio. So on to level 2. Enjoying it so far. 1050 and 966. So, hey, you could always set an alert if this goes above 1052. Otherwise, it's just sleeping, in my opinion. It's laid down to rest down here around that $10 area. And then NEO. Oh, James, I feel like you put that in there and I missed it earlier. Sorry about that. NEO has a bit of a W right here. You guys see this? W pattern with a bottom right here. So if we measure from here down, no, I wanted to measure right here. So $4.97. So we measure $4.97. We're looking at potential target up to $45 right here. BNTX. All right, a little bit extended away, high volume here, but extended away. Looks like a bit of a top off, higher volume right here on that opening wick when it sold off. And we had high volume here, probably shorts getting squeezed, right? Because right at open, these shorts that shorted it here got squeezed it up. And then we have more selling volume that came in up at the top, you see? So don't forget to look at the volume at the bottom. It will tell you a lot in correspondence with what's going on. I really want them to get the equi-volume candlesticks because I love those because you can see exactly where that volume came in. All right, and UAA. UAA, yeah, I don't know. This kind of feels almost like, I feel like this could be like called a crown, right? Here's, you've got one part of the crown, middle part, like another part of the crown. Here's where the big diamond sits, and then there's another crown, So does the crown take them higher or does the crown take them lower? This is what I see, Julia. That's what I see, really. A big block one way or the other. It does have a W, but it hasn't broken out yet. Yeah, I'll do MU, Jim. And then that's going to be it. So I can go have a little rest with my nuggets. Darvox box. I don't know what Darvox is. Now you're going to make me look it up. 83. This is coming in a downward trend right here. Darvas. I don't know. I'll look it up. 86.40 and $84 right there for Micron Technologies. See how it's big range at the top up here? We had a big range down here. Then once it broke out, it shot up. So keep it on watch to see. We are bouncing off of the 90 exponential. Sometimes that will act as a support and then it will bounce up from there. But we could come back down here and pull back down to $75 range right there. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your weekend. If you all ever have any questions or you want to shoot me some information or research that you also find, please send it to me at the social media right here. These are my 3. If you guys get anybody else, then know that that person is a scammer and please report them. I'm also on Telegram. It's Airplane Jane XRP Bull, if you guys want to check that out. And so Jane at CJane Trade. And Tasty, you know what, Juan, they still tell me that it's on its way to Canada, but I don't know the time frame. It's really hard for other countries to enter into the Canadian financial space because they make the regulations so difficult. All right? So Carpe Profit, I will see you all tomorrow at 12:15. Have an amazing rest of your weekend. Thank you for joining me. Love ya. Bye.